Surprised my wife with divorce papers during her secret getaway with her lover. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. This story is pretty long and messy, so sorry for any typos writing from my phone. I've reached my breaking point and have no idea how to sort through this chaos. A bit of background: I'm 43, my wife's 40, and we've been married 16 years. We have 2 kids, a 14-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son. Early in our marriage, we had a lot of issues, but we worked through them and came out stronger. We married young and lacked maturity back then, but we loved each other and believed we could overcome anything. Now, I'm not so sure those were just naive thoughts. In general, my wife has been a manager at a big ad agency for 3 years, and I'm an engineer for 7. Both incomes gave us a comfortable life. We were a tight-knit family, always making sure our kids saw we were there for them, no matter how busy we got. We carved out time for the kids despite everything. Honestly, I think I'm a good dad and husband. I made mistakes in our relationship sometimes, but I always tried for her. That's why it shocked me to my core when I found out she'd been having a long affair. How I found out: my wife started acting distant. Actually, the last 2 years were tough overall. She didn't like anything I did, constantly comparing me to her boss. Yeah, now I get why. She'd say things like, "He could read my mind, but you can't," or "You don't take me on dates or make me feel special, but her boss does that for his wife," or "Why are you so immature?" I'd ask what she wanted me to do to improve our intimacy, and she'd usually say, "Don't ask, you should know and just do it." I started researching, bought books, because I was stuck, and someone had to have answers. Everything I tried got either lukewarm thanks or bitter disappointment. My wife was never like this before, and I thought I just couldn't make her happy. How could I fix it? But as you guessed, I wasn't the only one fixing things. We were close with her boss and his wife, they have kids too, and ours got along great. We'd do barbecues, family park walks, arcade trips. They'd been to our house plenty, and we'd been to theirs. No surprise we bonded. I trusted her boss and shared our family problems with him. He gave good advice. I thought he was a great guy. I was emotionally drained from her behavior because up until then, I thought we had a solid marriage. One evening, while texting someone, she was laughing and giggling right next to me in bed, and I got curious. As I leaned over to peek at her screen, she snatched it away and snapped, "What are you doing?" I said I wanted to see what was so funny, but she said it was none of my business and went to the bathroom. I think that's when I internally realized something was off, but I had no proof. The next day, I made the mistake of asking her directly. She got mad and denied everything. I didn't have access to her phone, but I desperately wanted the truth. I asked for it, and she refused. Only late that night did she reluctantly hand it over. Almost all her messages were deleted. I could tell because some threads were disjointed or just weird. I gave it back and didn't bring it up for another month. When I asked a friend to help recover deleted messages, it turned out she had a second phone she barely used. Some messages were recoverable, and I finally had proof of the affair with her boss, as you'd guess. I knew if I confronted her right then, she'd weasel out. So I waited. I was completely broken. All I could think about was how this would affect the kids. The situation was awful. I cried in front of my friend. I still didn't want to destroy the marriage. 3 days later, I bought a book called How to Help Your Spouse Survive Infidelity. Yeah, if you're facepalming now, I get it. I started reading it, hoping if I gave it to her, she'd stop the nonsense. I wanted her back and to save our marriage. I planned to talk Saturday to hash it out, but she said there was urgent work stuff and not to wait up. Naturally, I called her office to confirm. No answer, it was closed. I tried calling her, no response. She came home at 2 a.m. Sunday, went straight to the shower, then bed. I asked why she was late. She dodged, saying she'd already told me not to wait. In the end, I never gave her that book. I was suffering, and she didn't care. She saw my pain and couldn't give a damn. I reached out to the boss's wife to see if she knew anything. I desperately needed support and don't regret it. Upon learning the truth, she was as shocked as me. She wanted to confront her husband, but I said he'd probably lie and just get sneakier, like my wife did. We met at her place to discuss, and I showed her the limited proof I had. She needed more, so we both decided to gather evidence from both sides and compare. It was easier for her. Her husband was so cocky he didn't even delete incriminating messages. Those few I found earlier now made sense, and we realized their affair had been going on for 2 years. The boss's wife was furious, just like me. She wanted revenge, and so did I. They'd slept together everywhere, her house, my house, fancy hotels on work trips. Read that they exchanged photos, but we decided to ignore them to avoid more trauma. We wanted payback without our own affairs. We both decided if they wanted to be together, fine, let them. We prepped divorce papers simultaneously. Our spouses had no idea we knew, so we kept playing our roles. And finally, everything was ready. Thanks to teaming up with the boss's wife, we both knew where and how to catch them. We found out which hotel they'd booked for their fun weekend. I personally drove there with a process server. I waited in the lobby while the server called my wife down from the room. She came out in just a robe and panicked, asking what I was doing there. The hotel was far from home. The server confirmed her name and details. She stammered yes in confusion, and he served her the papers. I felt satisfaction seeing her stunned face, but I didn't want to drag it out, so I turned to leave, knowing it was done. But she grabbed my arm, trying to pull me back, demanding explanations. I said, "You cheated, and I'm done." Simple. She started yelling and yanking my arm hard. The server had to intervene and order her to let go. She did, but broke down crying, saying she could explain, that I misunderstood, and it was my fault. I was getting angry, so I left quick and went home. My wife told her boss, and apparently, he panicked and rushed home, where his wife was waiting with papers too. We gave them no chance to squirm. We caught them off guard, just like they did us. My divorce will be final in a couple months, hers might take longer. Neither my wife nor her boss wants the divorce. They say they never plan to leave. It's just physical, not more. People survive worse affairs and stay married. Yeah, we fucked up, but we want to fix it. I asked my wife what she thought it'd lead to. She said she was just going with the flow, like she was in a trance, and she's not that person anymore. I told her she's an idiot. People around me call me cruel for not giving her a second chance. My kids know what's happening, as much as they can, and fully support me, but they'd prefer we stay together. My resolve to divorce is weakening. Plus, we're still living in the same house. My wife goes to therapy and reads that book I bought. It's harder to stay firm. She says she's remorseful and willing to do anything. All I say is, too bad you got caught. She calls me bitter and resentful for not forgetting the bad. Later she apologized, but I know she still thinks it. The boss's wife and I still talk, and it drives my wife nuts. She thinks I'm plotting revenge by starting an affair, or that the boss's wife is why I won't give us another shot. She's begged me multiple times to cut contact with her, like she did with the boss. I told her she's crazy. We've done nothing wrong, and why should I respect her opinion now? I have no respect left for her. She still won't quit and keeps trying to discuss her thoughts and reasons for the affair. I see it as excuses, so I ignore her. She wants us to do couples therapy together. I've read stories where therapy blames the victim, so I said hell no. She wants me to read infidelity books with her. What's the point if we're divorcing anyway? She wants intimacy. I said she won't manipulate me through sex. She insists it's not manipulation, just showing how much she loves me. I corrected her. You love me now? Yeah. People around me judge me, even my mom. She says everyone makes mistakes, and my wife realized through hers that she truly loves me. I tell everyone I'm not someone's backup plan. I feel bad about how I treat her. I still love her but hate her too. I'm too harsh with her. She tries so hard, but I don't care. Should I reconsider the divorce? People say I'm rushing and will regret it. Is that true? I don't know what's real anymore. So, try to answer all these questions in the comments. What would you advise the author? And now, the update. Update. Thanks for your attention, guys. I want to clarify a few things. First, things with my wife are in a sort of limbo right now. Not because we're reconciling, no, I'm still divorcing her. In my last update, as moderator, I detailed our story. Short version, my wife still begs for a second chance and does everything to get it, but I'm not giving one because her affair lasted too long for me to get past. If it had been a one-night thing, it'd be different, but 2 years? That's a gut-wrenching slap. I've gone to a few therapy sessions with her because I'm not a monster and still love her. One was really good and helped me see she's genuinely remorseful. She hasn't handled the consequences perfectly, but she's trying hard. The second was a disaster. She got upset about me still talking to the boss's wife and fears revenge sex. That was the angriest moment in all this, and we fought big later because I refused her demand to cut contact. We resolved it when I promised no revenge affair. I get I owe her nothing, but until the divorce, she's still my wife, and I want to honor my commitments. I keep going to her therapy sessions to watch her progress firsthand and chime in if needed, not because deep down I want to save the marriage. I just want to see it with my own eyes. After the divorce, I'll walk away peacefully. The boss's wife is still divorcing him, he resists. Like me, she's determined, and we support each other on tough days. But I still don't see a chance for romance. We're just friends, that's it. She's a strong, independent woman who won't tolerate being treated like that. With the kids, everything's fine. They get we love them no less post-divorce. They don't want it but understand why it's needed. My wife no longer works at the ad agency. She quit soon after I served her and got a new job. By her account, she cut all contact with her ex-boss. She sought help on forums to save our marriage and used the advice. I've read a ton and initially didn't get why people stay with cheaters. But seeing how hard she works on herself, I can see the temptation. She's no monster, just a flawed person who made horrible mistakes and now wants to be better. She's offered me the world for a second chance. I'm not sure I have the strength. The closer the divorce, the more peace I feel. Recently, we had a long talk where she begged for a chance post-divorce. She suggested a post-nup. I wasn't totally against it, but she's done so much to make me at least consider it. Still, I don't see the benefit for either of us. Honestly, most of me wants this divorce as the only justice I can get without stooping to cheater level. It's the only way to restore balance without becoming like her. My mom and I made up after I told her more about the affair. Now she's furious at my wife. I don't know how to handle it. Update 2. I didn't want to post until my divorce was final, but today I'm pissed and need to vent. As many know, my wife fears revenge sex. Simple reason, I still talk and meet with the betrayed boss's wife. She's younger, a model, super attractive, and runs a successful business. This makes my wife paranoid. She fears I'll give in and cheat back. I still can't believe she has the gall to lecture me about 2 wrongs don't make a right. She's right, I won't do it, but her hypocrisy boils my blood every time. Every time I plan to see the boss's wife, like yesterday, my wife gets either super sad or overly clingy. I don't know how many times she's tried seducing me to prove I won't cheat back. I reject her, and it just worsens things. It shocks me how selfish cheaters are. They only think of themselves and their pain while the betrayed picks up pieces step by step. One more thing, our kids still hang with the boss's kids. I never go to her without mine, but my wife still thinks I could be as heartless as her and hook up anytime. It's laughable. The boss still lives in their country house, begging her to take him back. Won't lie, it pleases me to see him suffer the consequences. He hasn't threatened me because he knows my leverage over him. He's stuck tolerating that I still talk to his wife. He's allowed to see the kids anytime, but he avoids me, so he times visits when I'm gone. Honestly, I pity him now. My cheating ex-wife still tries hard to atone. She smothers me with care and attention, which I ignore. We have therapy today, and I feel like unloading all the pain and hurt she's caused. The anger's becoming unbearable. Update 3, hey, I'm back. Nothing major new for you guys, but some moments. I've read tons of infidelity stories to better understand my spot. During a recent therapy session with my wife, she begged for more time to try winning me back. She listed reasons why it'd be good to at least try and see. So far, reconciliation isn't on the table. I've reminded her multiple times she's only trying because she got caught. She wouldn't have bothered if she was still sneaking around. I'm not the type to let myself be walked over, even by a woman I love. She owned all her mistakes and apologized again. She gave endless promises to make it right. She wants our marriage stronger than ever and believes it's possible. I asked if she's ready to deal with my anger. I've got a lot. She said absolutely, and she'd like me to vent whenever I feel it to help me process. Usually, when I asked why the affair, she'd make a million excuses. This time, she honestly said there are none for what she did, and she'll show through actions every day for the rest of her life that she's truly remorseful and will never hurt me like that again. She really opened up and explained she felt insecure and envied the boss's wife. The affair skyrocketed her self-esteem. She loved feeling beautiful and desired. She admitted it was a fantasy that wouldn't have lasted. She barely thought of consequences. She regrets it, says she'll live with the guilt forever and might never forgive herself. She said she could never compare to the boss's wife, and that's why she's sure I'll cheat back. The boss's wife is not just hot but principled. The boss's wife never said anything mean or threatened her. Now the interesting part. The therapist asked what it'd take for me to consider my wife's offer. Nothing came to mind. I honestly said a time machine because what I have now is a bootleg marriage I didn't sign up for. The therapist said all marriages face issues from infidelity to death, and how you resolve them shows the marriage's strength. I couldn't believe where this was going and told the therapist to focus on my wife, not us. He said my inability to hear logical reasoning could be a communication issue. I didn't argue. On the drive home, my wife and I talked long. She asked if I felt humiliated by her affair. I said yes. She shocked me by asking if I'd feel better sleeping with another woman. I said again I won't and never plan revenge sex. She explained she meant a temporary separation so I could regain confidence. She'd stay faithful and wait till I'm ready to return. I thought she'd despaired and called it insane, asking how it'd help the marriage if we both had affairs. She said it wouldn't be an affair on my end since we'd live apart. I said it's a huge risk for her. She replied we're divorcing anyway, so if it doesn't help, at least I'd see what the world offers. Naturally, I rejected it. It was so out of character for her. The last few weeks, my wife's been weirdly calm and patient, like a different person from the insecure, anxious one I knew before. Of course, I know I can't trust her. It's hard. Though she doesn't want the divorce, she's handled the whole process well. I've read how divorces turn into mudslinging wars, but not mine. Still, I'm pushing the divorce through. Curious to hear your takes on this update. Update 4. My wife and I are behaving civilly and spending holidays together as a family. This'll be our last one. Though she still hopes for more, I wanted it for the kids. I love them. Soon it'll all be over. We split everything 50-50ths, though she was generous on her end. Still not sure if it's a sly tactic or if she'll turn aggressive later, but so far, she's good and admits it's because I was a great husband and dad, so I deserve more than fair given what she did. It doesn't mean she loses big, but her generosity gives me a bit more. I decided to stop couples therapy with her. It gave false hope and mixed signals. She admitted a burning desire to be intimate since I'd been distant and gets I feel humiliated and undesired from her affair. She tries a lot, very often, to initiate. Honestly, she rarely did before, so it bums me out she's doing it now. Over time, I've started appreciating that she sees my pain and wants to fix it. I reject her, but she persists, firmly saying it's not about reconciliation, just making me feel desired. Right now, I stopped talking to the boss's wife because it got too personal for me. To whoever said I started an affair for revenge, maybe you weren't far off. I didn't realize until the boss's wife confessed she wants to see where our relationship could go. She said she'd wait till my divorce is final before trying anything. I was stunned and had no response, so we decided to break in contact till things settle. The boss's wife is attractive, but I don't know if I can reciprocate her feelings. I don't know how to handle this. Someone suggested our talking affects her reconciliation with her husband. Assure you, I have nothing to do with her decision to leave him. She ended it with him, fully her call. We don't badmouth each other. Recently, the boss met me in person to apologize for everything. He's always been arrogant, and this humbled him. I didn't accept, call me petty, but I don't care what he's going through. One question, is it normal to have sex with your wife if you're not reconciling? Admit, I miss intimacy. My wife tries everything, new lingerie, sexy texts, touches, notes, etc. Sometimes it's hard to resist. She even threw out, burned, and replaced everything tied to the boss in our house without me asking. Honestly, I didn't care where they did it. It's tough turning off those feelings, it's a trap. I feel like I'm in some game. Before anyone says kick her out, I tried, but want her to stay because it's less hassle at home. Update 5, it finally hit me. I thought I'd wasted years on a woman who turned out to be nothing, but she gave me amazing kids and great memories, things I'll never forget. As a man, I'll cherish that. But now I get it, I can be better than her, and I will be better than she was to me. I've gotten tons of advice on handling this, and I finally realized I deserve better. She humiliated me, made me feel worthless, and betrayed me the second another man paid attention. She poured her energy into him. Now she's ready to do anything to keep me, she's pouring energy into us. Now she wants me happy, though she didn't care before. Now she wants adventure, though she was lazy in bed before. Admit, reading her texts with the boss, I only saw the tip of the iceberg. Now she laughs at everything I do and supports me, though it used to revolve around her. Now she respects my boundaries and tries not to cross them. Now she sees me as the king I wanted her to see. Shame it took dumping her to become the perfect woman. But I think it's temporary. Now she's fully open with me about everything, she's brutally honest, even if it upsets or humiliates her. I've never seen a woman with such constant shame on her face. She regrets the affair, says she'll live with the guilt forever and might never forgive herself. She said she could never compare to the boss's wife, and that's why she's sure I'll cheat back. The boss's wife is hot and principled. The boss's wife never said anything mean or threatened her. Now the interesting part, the therapist asked what it'd take for me to consider my wife's offer. Nothing came to mind. I honestly said a time machine because what I have now is a bootleg marriage I didn't sign up for. The therapist said all marriages face issues from infidelity to death, and how you resolve them shows the marriage's strength. I couldn't believe where this was going and told the therapist to focus on my wife, not us. He said my inability to hear logical reasoning could be a communication issue. I didn't argue. On the drive home, my wife and I talked long. She asked if I felt humiliated by her affair, I said yes. She shocked me by asking if I'd feel better sleeping with another woman. I said again I won't and never plan revenge sex. She explained she meant a temporary separation so I could regain confidence, she'd stay faithful and wait till I'm ready to return. I thought she'd despaired and called it insane, asking how it'd help the marriage if we both had affairs. She said it wouldn't be an affair on my end since we'd live apart. I said it's a huge risk for her. She replied we're divorcing anyway, so if it doesn't help, at least I'd see what the world offers. Naturally, I rejected it, it was so out of character for her. The last few weeks, my wife's been weirdly calm and patient, like a different person from the insecure, anxious one I knew before. Of course, I know I can't trust her, it's hard. Though she doesn't want the divorce, she's handled the whole process well. I've read how divorces turn into mudslinging wars, but not mine. Still, I'm pushing the divorce through. Curious to hear your takes on this update. Update 6, it's been 3 years. Warning, this isn't a fairy tale happy ending. Let's start with the big question, how are things with the ex-boss's wife? Honestly, amazing. If I'd known a woman like her existed sooner, I'd have searched for years. Seriously, I've never had such a solid relationship with a woman. After what I went through with my ex, I barely knew what healthy looked like. I still doubt myself sometimes, but this woman helped me through it, and she's an incredible partner. I'm head over heels, she keeps showing how much I mean to her, and I feel the same. But for now, it's just dating, no marriage. I'm still wary. We're keeping the kids out as much as possible, but yeah, they know we're together. With the kids, first, it was tough, but now it's good, I think because we're actively involved and always there to listen when they have issues. We've done tons of therapy too. My daughter and son adore the ex-boss's wife, she's great with kids. Her kids warmed to me more than 2 years ago, her youngest even started calling me stepdad at events and outings, which shocked me. I worried she felt forced, but she said she likes me a lot and I make her mom happy, so she's glad I'm her stepdad. Didn't expect it to hit so emotional, like a brick to the head, but I held it together. I love seeing my kids happily play with hers, though they gang up to tease my son, the only boy and youngest. don't know whether to laugh or cringe. With my cheating ex-wife, we're on good terms, she's working hard to rebuild with our daughter. I was glad when my daughter said she found strength to forgive her mom for what she did. They'd been through a lot these years and made real progress. Still, I don't think my ex fully accepts we're done as a couple. She still hints at a second chance. She hits the gym and does individual therapy. Overall, she looks much healthier, but I don't care. I've made peace with the past. It's her problem she didn't do the same. She's gotten closer to the ex-boss's wife, who reciprocates but warily. That's fair given what happened. As for the boss, he's a lost cause. I didn't realize how pathetic he'd be, so much money, no brains. He has a girlfriend now, but his kids hate her and don't hide it. Took time to see how self-absorbed he is. His girlfriend doesn't like her either. She seems super materialistic, selfish, and indifferent to the kids. In conclusion, things with us are more than good. Don't get me wrong, I doubted if this was right, but it turned out great. Not a fairy tale, but we're truly happy now. So, definitely share what you think of the whole story in the comments. My take, the author did everything right. I get his doubts about the ex completely, I'm the same. Ideally, no need to even consider going back, especially after a 2-year affair. That's a whole different ballgame from a one-night stand. Sorry for the kids and the author because of them, but glad it ended so well. Otherwise, he clearly leveled up with such an awesome woman. Telling that the boss didn't end up with his mistress but found some young thing shows he's a shallow guy obsessed with status and cash. Thanks for watching to the end. Check out our previous video linked here. Subscribe because there'll be tons more stories like this. Good luck!